I love this part of our history, right? I love this part of our history. Uh, birthing experience, I think, for the African American culture, especially around the Harlem Renaissance. You get into jazz, Z suits, and things like that, and you just feel a culture that comes from it. What about this era of time really spoke to you while you were creating?
So it started, again, I have to put my mother in there because she was educating, because of course I didn't grow up on jazz. I didn't listen to jazz. So when I initially started the Cotton Club, it was due to the fashion. Mm-hmm. I admired how they dressed back then. It was so classy. You know, the gentlemen looked like gentlemen and the women looked like ladies, right? But then as I started painting, and she started telling me stories like, you know, that we could perform in the Cotton Club, but we couldn't sit in there and watch the performers. And I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. So when she was telling me the story, it made me want to dig deeper. So when I did the Cotton Club piece, the names that were on there, I started researching each artist. And I wanted to know their story and know their backgrounds. And the things that I learned, it just heightened my interest in the whole jazz blues community back then. And what made me choose the 1920s to the 1930s is because that's kind of when it all got started, right? So I started researching how it migrated from New Orleans and went on up to Kansas City and Chicago and on to New York, Harlem, New York. So I love learning. So this was not just a series. This was a learning experience for me to learn my history, something that is currently trying to be erased.
Anybody else have any questions?
I think someone had a question about print. I know you do postcards and things like that. Can you talk a little bit about
So these particular ones, I think I'm going to have them a 1-in-1. There will not be any prints available on this series for multiple reasons, sentimental reasons. This particular series will not have any prints available.
What's your favorite? In case you what is your favorite of all these pieces that you have?
So I'm gonna break it down because a lot of these are done in different mediums, right? Okay. So if I want to go to my charcoal, my Bojangles. Like when after I did Bojangles, I was like, I did that. And then if you get into some 3-dimensional, I love Lindy Hop. I took my time cutting those individual pieces out, painting them, you know, making sure, you know, that they were clean and my vision was complete when I created that piece. And then the third one, I'm gonna say, Young Louie. Young Louie. When I was painting Young Louie and I was putting the details in that suit and them argyle socks, and I was like, okay, Louie would be proud. Louie was guiding my hand on that piece. So I would say those are my 3 favorites.
What was your most challenging one?
The most challenging.
Forget about the others on the other.
No, I remember those. I would say Ella Fitzgerald, the glass piece. I was really not sure how that was going to turn out. I didn't use one form of glass pieces. I took beads, glass, whatever I could find that was glass and put it together. So I really wasn't sure how that piece was going to turn out. And at the same time, without injuring myself on some sharp piece of glass. So I think the Ella Fitzgerald one.
Does anybody else have any questions? Well, Kamisha, she is. I should probably get up. Well, can we give a round of applause, please? Yeah. I'm not even going to bore you with this as if my voice isn't loud enough.